Have you ever felt like you missed the best train to financial freedom? Many of us look at the stock market today and feel a deep sense of regret. We hear the experts say that we should have started saving in our 20s. But what if you are already 50? What if you are 60 and feeling like you are starting from zero? Is it truly too late to build a life of comfort and security? The truth is much more hopeful than the headlines want you to believe. Most people think that wealth is built in a straight line over 40 years, but mathematics tells a very different story about how money actually grows. 80% of the magic of compounding usually happens in the final third of the journey. This means that your most powerful years of growth are likely still ahead of you. In our time together today, we are going to look at the raw numbers of the final sprint. We will explore why your age might actually be your greatest hidden advantage. You are not alone in feeling worried about the future. Millions of hardworking people are staring at their bank accounts with the same fear. The fear of inflation eating away at your hard-earned savings. The fear of becoming a financial burden to your children in your later years. But remember the old proverb about the oak tree. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant that tree is right now. Think of your retirement fund like a garden that needs a specific type of care. In the beginning, it feels like you are just moving dirt and seeing no green. This is what we call the excavation phase of wealth building. Saving your first $100,000 is undeniably the hardest part. It feels slow because your own contributions are doing all the heavy lifting. If you save $500 a month, it takes a long time to see a spark. But once you cross that first major threshold, the engine starts to change. Imagine a snowball that you have been pushing up a very steep hill for years. The work is grueling and your muscles are tired, but eventually you reach the peak of that hill. Suddenly, the snowball begins to roll down the other side on its own. This is the tipping point where your money starts working harder than you ever could. Let us look at what happens when you reach $300,000. At a 7% annual return, that account generates $21,000 a year. That is nearly $2,000 every single month without you lifting a finger. That is like having a second version of yourself working a part-time job for free. And the best part is that this second version of you never gets tired. This person does not take vacations or ask for a raise. As you move from 300,000 to 500,000, the speed doubles. Suddenly, you are not just saving money, you are witnessing an explosion of growth. Many people give up right before this explosion happens. They see the slow progress in the early years and assume it will always be that way. But compounding is not a marathon with a steady pace. It is a race that gets faster and more exciting with every passing mile. If you are starting late, you might think you do not have enough miles left. However, you have the wisdom to cut out the noise and focus on what truly matters. You likely have higher earnings now than you did in your youth. You have the discipline to save more aggressively because the goal is in sight. But what about the safety of your money as you get closer to retirement? This is where the strategy of the bucket system becomes essential. This keeps you calm when the stock market has a bad month or year. The second bucket holds your safer investments, like bonds for middle-term needs. The third bucket is for your long-term growth, where compounding stays at work. You gain. Now, let us talk about the role of Social Security in your master plan. When you combine that with a modest investment portfolio, the math changes. You do not need $5 million to live a dignified and happy life. If your $500,000 portfolio can safely provide $20,000 a year. Combined, for many households, this is more than enough for a comfortable retirement. It covers the groceries, the healthcare, and the trips to see the grandchildren. It allows you to say yes to the experiences that make life worth living. But the biggest hurdle is often our own mindset about what is possible. We compare ourselves to the wealthy influencers we see on the internet. We feel behind because we do not have a private jet or a mansion. But true wealth is not about showing off to neighbors you do not even like. True wealth is the freedom to wake up and decide how to spend your day. It is the peace of mind that comes from knowing your bills are covered. It is the dignity of remaining independent as you age. If you are 55 today, you likely have 20 or 30 years of life ahead. That is a massive amount of time for the magic of compounding to work. Even a small seed planted today can become a massive tree by the time you are 80. The key is to stop looking backward at the years you lost. Looking backward only causes a heavy heart and frozen feet. Instead, look forward at the tools you have available right now. You have access to low-cost index funds that did not exist decades ago. You have information at your fingertips that can guide your every move. And most importantly, you have the will to change your family legacy. Think about the example you are setting for your children and grandchildren. By taking control of your finances now, you are teaching them a vital lesson. You are showing them that it is never too late to take responsibility. You are proving that discipline and patience are the ultimate superpowers. As your portfolio grows, you will notice a shift in your daily stress levels. The arguments about money at the dinner table will begin to fade away. The weight on your shoulders will feel a little bit lighter each month. You will start to look at the future with curiosity instead of dread. Every dollar you save today is a gift to your future self. It is a vote for your own freedom and your own happiness. Do not let the complexity of the financial world intimidate you. At its core, building wealth is simply about spending less than you earn. It is about taking that difference and putting it into assets that grow. It is a boring process that produces extraordinary results over time. You do not need to find the next big tech stock or a lucky break. You just need to trust the time-tested math of the global economy. The world is constantly growing, and you deserve a share of that growth. As we move toward the conclusion of our discussion, I want you to take a breath. Realize that you have already taken the first step by seeking out this knowledge. Most people will spend their entire lives avoiding these uncomfortable truths, but you are different because you are facing the numbers head-on. You are deciding that your final chapters will be your best chapters. Take a moment to visualize what your ideal retirement looks like. Is it a quiet garden where you can finally read all those books? Is it traveling to the national parks you have always wanted to see? Or is it simply the quiet joy of not having an alarm clock tell you when to wake up? Whatever that vision is, it is worth fighting for. It is worth the small sacrifices you make in your budget this week. It is worth the time you spend learning and growing your financial literacy. Remember that the road to $1 million is paved with small daily choices. It is the choice to drive a reliable used car instead of a luxury lease. It is the choice to cook a meal at home instead of eating at a restaurant. These small wins add up to a massive victory over the long run. If you are feeling overwhelmed, start with a very small goal. Try to save your first $1,000 in an emergency fund. Then aim for your first $10,000 in your investment account. Celebrate these milestones because they are evidence of your new identity. You are no longer a person who worries about money. You are becoming a person who manages wealth with confidence. The journey might be uphill for a while, but the view from the top is beautiful. You will look back and be so grateful that you started today. You will be proud of the person who refused to give up on their dreams. The math is on your side, and the time is now. Please share your thoughts in the comments area below. Tell us one thing you are doing today to secure your financial future. When we share our goals, we create a community of support and strength. Your story might be the exact inspiration that someone else needs to hear. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Keep your head up and keep moving forward. The best is truly yet to come. Your future self is already thanking you for what you are doing right now. Be patient with the process and be kind to yourself. Wealth is a journey of 1,000 steps, and you just took a big one. Good luck on your path to peace and prosperity.